Kind of Slide Media Sports / Hip Hop, which one only Mr. Slide Media right here. This right here is my reaction to probably one of the biggest NFL trade deadlines we've seen so far in quite a few years. A lot of big trades happen. I'm gonna talk about all. I'm not gonna talk about all. I'm gonna just talk about the main key ones right here in this video, the ones that I feel like are important and are big key factors going into this football season. But I'm gonna talk about other, and I'm just gonna scroll through the other trades as well, just read them out for you. But a lot of big trades happened in the NFL this year. Like I said, the biggest trade season I've ever seen, I've ever witnessed. I don't think there's ever been a big NFL trade deadline this season. What happened this year? You know, there were a few pieces that didn't get moved, and there were a couple of other teams that didn't do anything, which I thought would do something because the way they're struggling right now. But I'm gonna talk about it right quick. Jot down, talk about all the teams that all the players that got traded teams this year. I mean, this deadline today. Bradley Chubb goes to the Dolphins. Chase Claypool goes to the Bears. TJ Hockenson goes to my Vikings, as you see right here in the back. I'm a big Vikings fan, so you know how I feel about that. I'm going to talk about that soon enough. Nyheim Hines goes to the Bills, and Calvin Ridley gets traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, I'm not surprised by that. I like the Falcons as well. Of course, I'm from Atlanta, from Georgia, but I knew Calvin Ridley was going to be gone this year, and like I said, he gets traded to Jacksonville Jaguars. I thought the Falcons would wait to do it to the end of the season, but they decided to do it in the trade deadline. Chase Edmonds goes to the Denver Broncos. We're not surprised. Broncos need help at running back. Jacob Martin goes to the Broncos as well. And William Jackson III goes to the Steelers. Wow. So a lot of big trades. Happen, everything like that. One of the main ones I'm talking about is Bradley Chubb going to Miami. Miami, the way their roster is built right now, Miami is a Super Bowl contender right now. I said it even before, like they even got Bradley Chubb, but I said when they got Tyreek Hill to go with Jalen Waddle and Tua Valoda and the running backs they have, even though they just trade Chase Edmonds, I was still like, okay, Raheem Mostert in San Francisco was a good running back, so I'm not surprised and everything like that. Also, put out there, San Francisco just traded Jeff Wilson as well. So Jeff Wilson is gone also. But yeah, so I was like, yeah, Miami, this team, their defense is solid. I know the defense hasn't done a lot this year. They've been have allowed a lot of points this year. Let the Detroit Lions score on them on Sunday, but for real, actually, Miami has a good defense. They're a good defense. Bradley Chubb just made them just a little bit above average on defense by getting him. So I feel like, man, shoot, like getting him, like I feel like that makes the Dolphins legit Super Bowl contender. I feel like they have a shot to win the AFC East and really contend with a team like Kansas City or Buffalo. Because to me, the head honchos in AFC are Kansas City and Buffalo and all that. So I believe definitely Miami. They already beat Baltimore. There already be a lot of good teams and everything like that. So in my opinion, like for sure, like they can compete with somebody like Kansas City and Buffalo with getting Bradley Chubb. So I say have Miami. I think it's a big trade for Miami getting Bradley Chubb. It shows they're all in. They're trying to win now. They really are all about winning as of now because the whole everything they've been going on with their whole scandal they had with their old coach and everything like that. So with the Brian Flores situation and all that, I feel like now they're showing they're here to win. They're trying to win now. They're trying to cover all that mess up, especially everything they went through the scandals, of course, with also as well where they're trying to sign free agents and everything like that. I feel like, yeah, they showed us yet they're trying to win now and it's signing Brad and trading to get Bradley Chubb, so they really want to win. So also as well, Chase Claypool to the Bears. It's not really nothing, like I said, Bears just rebuilding. It's not they're mostly gonna be running the football more so anyway. So hopefully Claypool can get his career on top, career intact. Like I said, his first year, like with the Steelers, he really had high hopes, like he was gonna be the next big star and everything like that, but it just didn't pan out. And actually somebody made a joke saying that he literally was announced his replacement on draft day when they drafted George Pickens. So pretty much he was like announcing his replacement already. Because now Deontay Johnson and George Pickens are the main two receivers in Pittsburgh. So Juju Smith-Schuster is gone, and also Chase Claypool is gone. So I see that, kind of is, like I said, hopefully Claypool may can get in Chicago. He'll probably be that big target in the red zone that Justin Fields needs to succeed. But I don't know, like I said, Chicago, like they're not going to be a throwing football team right now. They're just going to be a team that's running the football for the most part. So, so hopefully Claypool can fit in there and everything like that with Chicago, and hopefully get his career back on track. Because like I said, his interview seems like he's a very confident, cocky kind of guy. I feel like he's a top 3 receiver in the league and everything and all. So, but I hope he get his career on track. So for sure. But Chase Claypool get traded to the Bears. I don't think I'm gonna left when I say about that. So also as well, TJ Hockenson goes to my Vikings. My Minnesota Vikings. Right there, baby. Oh, this puts us right here, man. I already said we're gonna take over North. We win the NFC North because Green Bay ain't do nothing. I'm talking about that later in this video, but Green Bay ain't do nothing. So I feel like we got the NFC North. But us getting for sure, for sure, us getting TJ Hawkinson, we got a tight end. Reminds me we had Kyle Rudolph that year, but Case Keenum had that fantasy, like that miracle year run when we almost went to the Super Bowl and we lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, which we actually weren't really supposed to win that game anyway against New Orleans. So really, it's supposed to be New Orleans versus Philadelphia. It went from Marshawn Lattimore making that dumb play in Diggs, and my boy Diggs scored a touchdown and all that. So we really weren't supposed to make it that far, but that was just a miracle season. Because, of course, everybody know Case Keenum was not the answer at quarterback, but, like I said, we just had that miracle year that year and all that. So that's why I always kind of say back to that. I really actually felt New Orleans should have actually won a Super Bowl that year. I think Drew Brees would have had two instead of one right now because I feel like, we were a good team, Minnesota Vikings, but I feel like Case Keenum wasn't the answer. And then, like I said, on top of it, we got lucky on that play against New Orleans. And I feel like I said, we went against Philly. They had that tough defense. We lost against Philly against Nick Foles, who ended up having that miracle year and all that because Nick Foles ain't been the same since then. I feel like he's like a third string backup for the Colts, if I'm correct, or something like that. So, his career, of course, went downhill, of course, after that Super Bowl. But, that's, of course, another different topic I'm talking about with football and stuff with this, with the Saints and all that. But I feel like the Saints should have won. They would have beat the Eagles, and I feel like they definitely would have beat the Patriots that year. And I believe, Drew Brees would definitely would have won 2 rings and all that. But, here talking about my Vikings. Us getting TJ Hawkinson, we got a good big target tight end, kind of like we did when we had Kyle Rudolph. And we already got Thielen, and we got my boy Justin Jefferson right there. And we got Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison as the 2 running backs. Oh, man. Our secondary and our defense looking good, looking better than they did last year when we had a defensive minded coach at Mike Zimmer. Our defense even looking better this year. So, man, oh man, oh man. I feel like it puts us as Super Bowl contenders of getting tight end Hawkinson because he's a big target. I had him last year on my fantasy team and the year before that when I won my fantasy league. So I believe for sure. Getting Hawkinson right now, he got a quarterback that can give him the football and Kirk Cousins because I don't care what nobody say. I believe in Kirk Cousins. He wins games. The only thing I can say about him, man. He wins games. I say what you want about the man, but the man win games. So I feel for sure, man, like us getting Hawkinson, that's gonna put us Super Bowl contender. We can contend with a team like San Francisco, contend with a team like Dallas, who we play later on this month. Like I said, I already know we taking on North. We better than any team in our division. Ain't no question about that, especially with Hawkinson. That just solidifies it. We're better than any team in our division. But I think we can contend with a team like San Francisco, contend with a team like Dallas. Contend with a team like Philly now. We know Philly blew us out. Hey, they blew us out. I think it was only we scored like 7, 8 points. They did. They blew us out. But hey, it is what it is. That was one game. Hey, we need that loss to try to, get ourselves right. Good thing we lost early and all that. But I feel like now we can beat and contend with a team like Philly and all that. We get Hawkinson now. We got that big target in the red zone and all that, along with our good running game and our 2 receivers right there. Also, KJ Osborne is another good 3 receivers as well. I know rumors of us trying to get Claypool and a couple other receivers and all that, but I feel like probably was asking for too much for Claypool and all that on our end. So I feel like, hey, we got Hawkinson. We probably need more of a tight end, I feel like, than another receiver because I feel like KJ Osborne is a good number 3 receiver. So we got, like I said, we got our other weapon, our big tight end in the red zone for Kirk Cousins to throw that ball to. So I feel like now with him, we can contend with all those teams in the top of the NFC. Anybody in the NFC West, because I feel like NFC West still probably one of the toughest division football with the Cardinals. I know the Rams are struggling, but you still got the Cardinals who we just beat. That was a dagger, a big game right there. We beat Arizona. Seattle's looking real tough right now and all that. And, of course, San Francisco, tough, especially they got McCaffrey now. They're looking so tough. But I feel like we can contend with all of them by getting a guy like Hawkinson. Now we can contend with all those teams and everything. And, of course, NFC East look tough altogether with Dallas and Philly, the main 2 honchos. But even the Giants are looking real good and all that. So, But yeah, I think it's a big, strong move. Us getting Hawkinson, my Vikings, we got Hawkinson. That makes a big, strong move by us getting him. So, And another trade that happened, of course, Nyheim Hines go to the Bills. The Bills need a good running game system. I know they got Devin Singletary and all that, but they do need another running back because it seems like Zachary Moss isn't working that well. So I feel like definitely with getting Nyheim Hines, that really works out for them. So they got him. Jeff Wilson goes to the Dolphins. What I talked about earlier about Dolphins trading San Francisco 49ers trading Jeff Wilson to the Dolphins because once Elijah Mitchell comes back for injured reserve, they're gonna have him and Christian McCaffrey together. So somebody probably had to go. So Jeff Wilson, the odd man out. That's another big move for Miami getting Jeff Wilson. They got Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson, 2 former San Francisco running backs, as I say again. So like I said, Dolphins for sure, man. Looking like they had another team to contend for a Super Bowl with that roster. And Calvin Ridley going to the Jags. This gonna be close to my last one. Calvin Ridley finally gone. He going to Jacksonville. I knew after the scandal with us Falcons that he had, I figured I kept telling everybody he's not gonna be back next season. He probably won't be here, so he's probably gonna be gone and all that. I think it's gonna happen this early. I thought it's gonna be a wait to the end of the season, but so the Falcons doing so well right now without him and everything like that, I guess they decided to go ahead and pull the plug and trade him. They trade him to Jacksonville. So for like I think another draft, a conditional 2024 draft pick and a 2023 fifth round draft pick. So Calvin really can rejuvenate his career in Jacksonville, which I hope he does. Even though Jacksonville seems like a career where your career dies when you're in Jacksonville right now, but I feel like he can and all that because Jacksonville hasn't really had a good top receiver. I think since Jimmy Smith, if I'm wrong, they ain't really nobody that really can do numbers like that since him. So yeah, but I feel like Calvin really can rejuvenate his career in Jacksonville because I feel he got him. You got Christian Kirk. I feel like you building something there, and they got a good running back in Travis Etienne, who they really just gave pretty much done gave the right to. Now they trade James Robinson to the Jets. So I feel like for sure, Jacksonville is building something. I feel like the defense looks terrible, looks bad. So I feel like definitely like their defense. They got to work on their defense a little bit better. I know they drafted the guy at Georgia, the first overall draft pick, too as well, and all that. But I think their secondary defense, Jacksonville got to work on that, and Trevor Lawrence got to get better with his decision making and throwing the football. But I feel like we're having Calvin Ridley, you got Christian Kirk. I think you need another good tight end. You get you a good solid tight end and all that, and get another running back to go with Travis Etienne because you already got a good running back at Travis Etienne. I feel like Jacksonville can build something. So it's definitely not going to be this year, but give it maybe like around 2024, 2025. I feel like Jacksonville most definitely can build something, be a good team and all that. So I feel like Calvin Ridley is another piece they got in there. You giving Trevor Lawrence a legit number one receiver now to throw the ball to. Okay, now they'll help him out as well because he'll be in his third year next year. So I always say that third year for quarterbacks, that's always that you got to live with the expectation. I believe Lamar Jackson already in his second year already won MVP when he was in his second year in the league. So, that second, third year as a quarterback, that's when you really got to show whether you can make it or not and everything like that. Because some quarterbacks, like I said, it does take time for them to get where they're at. Because look at Geno Smith right now. That's somebody that everybody thought was down under. Nobody know where he was at. Sean Payne was saying he didn't even know he was still in the league or anything like that. So some quarterbacks hit late when they finally hit their stride. Alex Smith was another guy who didn't hit his stride late as a good quarterback late in his career. But, 9 out of 10, that quarterback, that third year, they don't show no kind of potential of getting better or being a better quarterback. Usually up out of here. But them giving him Calvin Ridley now, like they're showing they give him all the tools he needs and all that. And of course, drafting Travis Etienne, of course, year before last. They're showing they're giving him all the tools he needs to be successful. Kind of like Miami has done with Tua. They gave him Jalen Waddle. They drafted Jalen Waddle. They signed Tyreek Hill. They even signed a couple other receivers as well last year as well to help him out. So they gave Tua all the tools he needed to win. So that's like what Jacksonville's doing for Trevor Lawrence, give him all the tools he needs in order to win. So I was shocked when they drafted him. I was shocked when they made the trade to get Calvin Ridley. That shows me, okay, yeah, they serious. They trying to win, even though they just lost against Denver and London and all that. But they're still showing they trying to give Trevor Lawrence all the talent he needs in order to win and be successful. So that's like I said about that. Calvin Ridley going to Jacksonville. Then about Chase Edmonds and Jacob Martin both going to the Broncos and all that. I believe the Broncos need a running back and running system. Now that Williams is out for the season, all of his injury, they do have Melvin Gordon as well, but you got to have two backs in order to succeed in this league. It's not no longer a running back, one guy carrying the toe. You really need two backs. Sometimes you even need three backs. There's one guy just be a third down back for you in this league. So they need another running back. They got Chase Edmonds. Seemed like him in Miami, they weren't seeing eye to things. He wasn't playing that much in Miami. So I feel like, Chase Edmonds going to the Broncos. The Broncos still in it. I think they won only 3 games this year. They're 3-5 right now. So I believe the Broncos for sure. They still in the thick of things. Hopefully Russell Wilson get himself together. Cause I see all the memes. He's getting clowned. He's getting talked about. And I'm like, dang, people forget this guy was a legit front runner for MVP. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Been a Super Bowl twice. Get his. What I'm saying. I'm like, it's just one bad year he's having. Hopefully that's all it is. Just one bad year he's having. And hopefully, man, he gets it together and Broncos can pull through and get themselves right and all that. Also, sometimes I think it's bad coaching too. So the coaching's not working as well. But that team is too talented on defense, and that roster is too talented for them not to be, successful right now. And of course, they didn't trade Jared Judy. Jared Judy is still here. It's still there with the Denver Broncos as well. But yes, the Broncos showing they're making all these moves and all. Even they did trade Bradley Chubb away. They're making moves. They're trying to get this team right, and they're for sure trying to get help out with Russell Wilson, and make sure Russell Wilson can win and all that, because they're pretty much stuck. When they just signed like I think a 4-year contract or something like that, so they're stuck with him right now. So I believe for sure, like they're definitely gonna try everything they need to help him out and make sure he can succeed and all that. And giving him a good running game is definitely gonna help out for sure. So last but certainly not least, I'm gonna talk about everything else, all the moves that didn't happen. Jared Jr. doesn't get traded. Brandon Cooks doesn't get traded. Green Packers didn't do anything at all. I'm shocked by all those, but I forgot Brandon Cooks. Even though he posted out that tweet, he did say that like he did say make a post saying talking about he felt like the team organization not doing what they knew he need to do to help him out, to help him win and everything like that. But he did just re-sign his contract for like 2 more years, I think, just this past year. So I'm not even surprised and shocked like they didn't trade him all the way unless they come with a good deal, because it's still 2 more years left on his contract. So it's gonna be kind of hard to get rid of him and all and everything like that. So because I've been looking about Brandon Cooks too, like what's up with him? What is his contract looking like? But like, oh, he just re-signed a deal, so that's why ain't no like he getting traded right away or nothing like that. So you know. But the Packers, boy, what the Packers. I heard about a lot of guys that were trying to get Jerry Judy, a couple other players, Chase Claypool, even all that. But they did not make a move at all. For some reason, I don't know what's going on with that front office and Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. Did he do something to make him mad or something like that? The Packers are allergic of signing another receiver or trading to get another receiver at all, or even drafting a first-round receiver. They're just, I don't know. They drafted a receiver last year, but signed the rookie. He's not working out. But they still haven't tried to sign. They ain't trying to sign nobody last year, and they ain't trying to trade for nobody really much. They mostly did last year this past year they got Sammy Watkins, who's kind of ain't been the same since he left Kansas City. So I'm just like, wow. And then they trying to make a move to get any guys like like I said, a Brandon Cooks, Jerry Judy, and those other guys that were available on the free agent market as receivers. So and I forgot the other Giants receiver, not Kadarius Toney, but another guy. Not Kadarius Toney. They didn't try to get him as well. Kadarius Toney was available. They didn't try to get him as well. So to me, it's just like, oh, like wow, no kind of moves. They ain't trying to change no kind of moves to help the team out, help them get us up better. Also, DJ Moore as well, who had a great game against Atlanta just 2 days ago. They ain't try to call the phone and call Carolina. It's Carolina like they're in straight rebuild mode because they gave away McCaffrey. So hey, like I'm surprised they ain't trying to make a call to get DJ Moore. So it just like, wow, Green Bay. Hey, it don't make them more mad than me. I'm happy as ever they ain't do nothing to make no good big moves. Because you see, I'm a Vikings fan. So I'm happy as ever they didn't make no moves or do anything. So, But I had to point out that the teams that didn't make no moves and the players end up staying with their team. Also, Kareem Hunt, I believe, stays as well. I believe Kareem Hunt, if I'm memory serves me right, I don't think Kareem Hunt went anywhere either. Yes, he stayed with the Cleveland Browns as well. Kareem Hunt hasn't gone anywhere either. So yeah, so Kareem Hunt is still staying where he's at as well, which I figured Cleveland would do that because Cleveland, you got to wait for Deshaun Watson to come back. They just won their 3rd game of the season. They're still in the thick of things in the AFC North. So, it's like, they saying you got to keep that two-back system. Like I say, you need 2 good running backs to succeed. So, having Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb and all that. So, they definitely got to keep that two-back system going and all that, especially with Deshaun coming back. Be his first game in almost 2 years, so he'll play when he comes back. I think when he comes back in week 13. So, and they're on a bye right now. So, like I said, I'm not surprised they didn't trade Kareem Hunt unless somebody gave him a good big deal to get rid of him. So what I'm saying, I'm not surprised they kept him. So Kareem Hunt, Brandon Cooks, Jerry Judy, all those guys still stay with their respective teams, and I kind of understand why why they're still with them. So But like I always say, if you like the content, please don't hesitate to like subscribe button. This is Sly Media Sports/hip hop. Like I said, this is my review on the big NFL trade down. A lot of big names did get traded away and got traded to different teams. A lot of big names did stay, and a lot of teams ain't do nothing you thought was gonna do something. They didn't do anything. A lot of teams didn't expect to do something. Did do something. So that's how it works all the time. You never know. So like I always say, man, enjoy life. Enjoy your night. This is Sly Media Sports/hip hop. You went on Mr. Sly Media right here. Y'all be safe, man. I'm out.